Andrew Ross Sorkin, Too Big to Fail, the inside story of how Wall Street and Washington fought to save the financial system from crisis, and themselves. Dive into the world of Too Big to Fail by Andrew Ross Sorkin, where you will explore the intricate connections between Wall Street and Washington and their attempts to save the financial system during the 2008 crisis. This compelling narrative will not only provide insights into the financial collapse, but also illuminate how different institutions and key players came together to stave off disaster. The book summary offers an in-depth understanding of the crisis's origins, the individual players involved, and the lasting effects on the global economy. As you read through the summary, expect to grasp the severity of the situation and learn from the decisions that were made along the way.
The digital age and the evolution of knowledge. The digital age has disrupted traditional systems of knowledge, challenging the established infrastructure of institutions such as universities and libraries. The abundance of online information has made it more challenging to distinguish between truth and falsehood. While some fear the impact of digital media on knowledge, it has also provided access to a wealth of resources and expertise. In this new networked environment, knowledge is evolving to become inseparable from the network that enables it. As a result, unlikely thinkers now have access to previously unavailable resources, and knowledge is taking on an entirely new shape and nature. The changing nature of knowledge filtering. In the past, editors and publishers acted as filters for information, deciding what the public would see. With the rise of digital media, however, the filtering of information has become algorithmic or social. All information, regardless of its accuracy or relevance, is now widely available online. Filters no longer filter out, instead, they bring content to the forefront. This limitless access to unfiltered content has resulted in the proliferation of misinformation and opposing ideas. In this new age of information, traditional filtering techniques are no longer applicable, and a new approach is necessary to navigate the vast ocean of online information. Knowledge in transition. The book explores the changing landscape of expertise from a solitary pursuit to one that thrives in networks. Previously, expertise was topic-based, with authors writing on a single subject and committing their opinions to print. This created a one-way communication between the author and the reader, with no feedback loop. Today, with knowledge networks, ideas are developed by groups, giving rise to a shared expertise that is more accessible and adaptable. The book considers the impact of these changes on traditional experts and academics, who now face competition from these knowledge networks. The power of crowdsourcing. The internet has revolutionized the way people collaborate on a global scale, giving rise to the concept of crowdsourcing. This method of tapping into the collective knowledge of diverse individuals has proven to be incredibly powerful. Through virtual crowds, expertise that would have been impossible to harness in the physical world can now be unified on a large scale, with people from different backgrounds, viewpoints, skills, and experiences coming together to tackle complex problems and innovate. The Internet's ability to retain every entry in post generates a form of network know-how, making real-time expertise possible. For example, when a technology company introduces a new operating system, users can report bugs that the network works out over time. The Internet functions as a hub medium, allowing all kinds of interactions to scale indefinitely. Crowds of diverse people do not necessarily guarantee the best results, but research suggests that the best diversity occurs when individuals in a group hold different perspectives and use different approaches. Moderators can help keep groups on task and fork discussions into separate channels when needed. The virtual crowds that contribute to crowdsourcing are larger and more diverse than those found in the physical world, giving rise to new possibilities for collective intelligence. The Internet is far more than a mere tool for communication and socializing. It is a vehicle for networked expertise. It is the web of ideas that allows unlimited collaboration and innovation. The dangers of web collectivism. Online echo chambers reinforce extreme beliefs, obstructing reasonable discourse among conflicting viewpoints. The Internet holds the potential to function as a rational public forum, but the cacophony of voices has made it nearly impossible to reach any agreement. Central postmodernist ideas are prevailing in the digital age, highlighting the social aspect of interpretation and its dependence on culture, language, and human projects. Ultimately, knowledge is not isolated but instead depends on the connections between disparate elements, just as life does not reside solely in the physical components of the body but in their interactions. From long-form to networked knowledge. For centuries, long-form argument was the norm for human reasoning. It was a structured process that worked well in the era of physical books. However, with the advent of the Internet, networked knowledge has become the new norm. Unlike long-form argument, networked knowledge is nonlinear and allows for public discussion and influence on the subject matter. Jay Rosen's blog, pressthink.org, exemplifies this phenomenon. His work is not restricted by length, readers can influence the discussion, and Rosen can write about an idea before his thoughts reach completion. In the digital age, knowledge is intertwined in nebulous webs of links, discussions, and opinions. The changing face of scientific knowledge. In today's world, the abundance of data has made it too complex for humans to understand topics that have grown too big to know. The digital era has revolutionized scientific knowledge in 6 ways. Firstly, the scientific method is too big for theories, as data galaxies are becoming too complex beyond the understanding of the human brain. Secondly, scientific knowledge is flatter, as the line blurs between accredited professionals and amateur scientists. Thirdly, it is continuously public, as researchers post open notebook records so that others can learn from failed experiments. Fourthly, it flows through open filters such as PLOS1, publishing 90% of submissions, providing better opportunities for disseminating scientific knowledge. Fifthly, it offers science with a difference, as digital media take away the absolute authority scientists used to hold, and today the Internet vets the imperfections in experts' findings. Lastly, it is hyperlinked, as network science connects knowledge to its sources and means that no conclusion is ever final since the network continues what individual scientists begin. As data increasingly replaces theories, scientists will rely on computer models to predict future behavior. The digital era has prompted the democratization of knowledge, changing the face of scientific understanding forever. The power of hypernetworks. The traditional top-down management structure is no longer the best strategy in today's world of information abundance. The evolving nature of knowledge makes decision-making difficult for leaders. From Wikipedia to Linux, online collaborative projects are influencing traditional hierarchical organizations. Hypernetworks, with distributed decision-making, tend to provide the best responses to large-scale crises like Hurricane Katrina. A network approach, where local expertise may work best in some circumstances but including more participants in other situations, is a better choice in managing today's complex business environments where information steadily grows.
In conclusion, Too Big to Fail paints a powerful picture of the 2008 financial crisis and the extraordinary measures taken by Wall Street and the U.S. government to prevent the complete collapse of the economy. By examining the crisis's roots and the key players involved, this book summary provides valuable lessons on the importance of understanding financial institutions, regulation, and the shifting dynamics of the global economy. The story does not shy away from exposing the human element behind these decisions, and reveals the complexity of navigating unprecedented challenges. As you finish reading the summary, take away the crucial lessons and consider their relevance in today's ever-changing financial world.